We've just learned that Donald Trump, in addition to some of the things he said about people with disabilities, apparently there were veterans with disabilities who had little booths selling things to start their own businesses in front of Trump Tower, and he had them forcibly removed. And I think that I'd like to hear about your views about that, but also about will you be filling out the disability candidate questionnaire, because you have so much to say that I think the disability community would really like to hear it through that process.
I didn't know there was a questionnaire, but I guess we will. I mean, I would think so. So make a note. Well, there's nobody here to make a note. But look, I'm not going to get into Trump and this and that. I'm not. I got about 5 more days to go. And you know what? I'm not attacking anybody, and I wish everybody would stop attacking everybody else and have a positive message. Look, what I will tell you is I believe that everything starts with economic growth. If you don't have jobs being created, then things don't seem to work out. The family doesn't do well. You know, the community doesn't do well, and when you get economic growth, it opens so much opportunity. And what we have been doing in our state is we have been trying to mainstream the developmentally disabled. So, you know, some people, the default option was you go into a sheltered workshop, and for some, the sheltered workshop is where it needs to be.
Can you explain to people what that is?
Well, it's sort of where you everybody has to perform to their ability. And some people can provide more sophisticated services than others can. But everybody can provide something, okay? So as you climb up the spectrum, what we want to do is to make sure that we don't put somebody into a situation where they can have a much more fulfilling life by moving up the chain of sophistication. So we announced that we were going to have major integration in our state of the disabled. You know, you want to work in a hospital, you can work at Walmart, you can work, just get somewhere where you can maybe get a little bit better pay and where you are a lot more satisfied. I remember when we were talking about this and announcing this, and there were a number of families that came with some adult children with disabilities, and they were crying. Somebody cares about my kid. We have to care about their kids, don't we? We have to care about their kids, because they have a right to have a life just like we do. I think that when you get economic growth, everybody needs to have a chance to rise. Everybody. And so we're very proud of that. And now we're trying to move a lot of people who have been in these institutional care into the community, and it is very hard to do because it upsets parents. Am I right, Cliff? But we're moving in the right direction because we know that being in a more local community setting really helps the people who suffer these or who experience these disabilities. Let me put it to you that way, because everybody's made special. The Lord makes everybody special. You know that golfer, Jordan Spieth? You hear about him? They say he's the most polite, humble kid in the world. And you know who inspires him? His sister, who has a disability. So that's what you got to do in life. You got to fight for people. Sometimes they don't have a voice. And we're proud of what we've done there. And thanks, Senator, for helping on that whole issue. So we'll try to fill out the questionnaire, and we want to integrate people as far as we possibly can and get them in the right setting for them, okay?